Well, today we're going to partake in an entirely new type of topic. I made a huge mistake the other day that was so epic, I had to sit with it for a while and let it sink in for just a bit. And when I say just a bit, I mean pretty much half of the day. I pulled the curtains and made the house as dark as I could, and I just sat there, staring into a void. My mind was reeling and replaying every decision made up to that point. I reflected on the time I had invested and the money I had invested, and realized it was all for nothing. I knew that the longer I stayed there, the worse it would get. But I continued my downward spiral, with an anger growing inside of me like a volcano rumbling, ready to burst, just wishing that I could get mad at someone else for what had happened. But there was no one else to get mad at except myself. No one did that to me. No one forced me to make those decisions. Just me. This was all my fault. I couldn't even vent about it to anyone because I knew all I would hear was them telling me that I should have known better or that I should have read the fine print. Really? No kidding. Funny how, when we make a mistake and are grown up enough to admit that it's our own doing that got us there, our friends and family tend to make it worse by correcting us, even though they didn't know the correction that was needed until we filled them in. This is a hard pill for anyone to swallow. You're doing something that you think is going to have one outcome, but then it happens. You missed one key factor of information, and boom, your whole goal just vanishes right before you, and you find yourself back where you started. I do this often, and let me tell you, it's always for the same reason. I read something too fast, or I skipped right over it. Most of the time, the outcome is not as dramatic. However, this time around it stung just a little bit more than usual. As the second hand on the clock made its rounds, I realized that sitting there and stewing on what had happened wasn't doing anything to help me out. So, my mind started to think of ways to find good things, or lessons learned from my rather large error. I tried to find positive points in this, such as the money I had invested. I laughed and thought, well, you now know that you can put at least $2,000 into your savings in the next 4 months, because you're not spending another dime on that other thing. Bonus, you can make whatever you want to now and really let your creativity loose, because no one will be taking a second look at what you do anymore. No one else's approval is needed. You can also take some extra time for yourself and get some of your hobbies back because you don't have to invest as much time as you were. While these may not seem like huge gains, they were to me. I think this has happened to us all at some point. That dream we were chasing showed us it could run faster and that it was more difficult to catch, making it harder for us to keep chasing it. But when this happens, remember not to sit for too long beating yourself up for making a mistake. Mistakes are going to happen. Your power comes from finding a way to correct it if you can. If you can't, at the very least, you can find a way to accept it. Maybe even find some positive aspects in the wake it leaves. My friends, if you cannot find anything positive in any mistake you may have made, find some peace in knowing this. Having the capability to sit and accept your error, not lash out at others for making it, and holding yourself accountable, is a huge accomplishment in itself. Just being able to do that is a win.